actively protecting and preserving the land, air, and water both on and around Ohio's livestock and poultry farms, while providing safe, nutritious food for their local communities and the world, is a top priority for Ohio's farm families. Respecting the environment is more than the right thing to do. It is essential for effective, sustainable farming. From water and soil protection to air quality to responsible manure management, livestock and poultry farmers must consistently meet strict guidelines and regulatory requirements. Many also will take the extra step of participating in voluntary efforts. Ohio's farm families drink the same water and breathe the same air as their non-farming neighbors, so it's in their best interest for them to be mindful of how their farms impact the environment and community. Listen as Ohio's livestock and poultry farmers explain their perspectives on what they do to meet the environmental challenges in front of them and how they are leaders in ensuring the quality of our environment.
It's important for every dairy farmer, regardless of size, to really treat the environment to the best of their ability. Manure is a major part of these operations. Because we have a large animal livestock permit, we're required to have storage for all of our waste for up to between 6 and 8 months throughout the year. Through the winter periods, we're not allowed to spread manure anywhere. So we store that manure in these lagoons. And we have rules and capacities about how full we're allowed to get those lagoons and when we can actually start hauling. Because we're putting manure on these fields, we test the fields every 2 years or every 3 years. And we've actually considered in some of these fields going to once a year, depending on when we put manure and where we put manure on the fields, just so we can look at the ground before and after we plant. Is this going to produce the crop we want, or is it going to be healthy for that corn plant? Because if we don't have a good, healthy corn plant, we're not going to have a good, healthy cow.
When you're a large facility, you should be regulated, and all large facilities are regulated. And I kind of look at regulations as sort of like the speed limit. You might not want to do it, but you need to do it because it's in everybody's best interest. So not only do we have the regulations through EPA, ODA, USDA, FSIS, but we actually want to go a step further and be ahead and help set the rules by being good stewards. We don't have to be afraid of the rules, we just need to follow the rules. A good example would be in our wastewater retention ponds, we leave a 1.5 foot of freeboard on there in case we have a 100-year storm and we take on more water than maybe we were planning on. We leave that space in there so that cannot happen. And even if it did, the regulations, and we have the equipment set up that would say, I'll actually bring trucks out here and start loading trucks and taking them to a sewage treatment plant for a cost, but to keep that water level from ever cresting the top. So we've thought of every possible scenario that there is to having a negative impact on the environment and having a plan B, I'd like to say.
Part of farming is it's a blend of tradition, the way we've done things in the past and what we've learned from the past, but also use whatever is available technology-wise for us to better improve ourselves, our business, and our cattle. We started this farm in 1983 with the Junior Heifer Project, and we've grown from there to a full-time operation of nearly 200 Angus cows. You know, the buzzwords today are going green, be environmentally friendly, and we've been doing that forever. In order to keep better grass quality, better environment for our cattle and our land here, we rotate cows through pastures every couple of days so the grass has time to rest and regrow. It produces more pounds of feed for our cattle, but also is better for the environment. We can take ground that can't be used for anything else. It'd be detrimental to raise crops on, but yet we can still produce a product that's healthy and wholesome.
The environment to us is a very, very important part of what we're doing, whether it's clean air, clean water. We attempt to be very proactive on how we handle neighbor issues that are part of clean air, because we have some odors involved here. Clean water, we're right along the side of the river, and naturally we do everything in our power to keep it as clean as possible. Water sources in the nation, and especially here in Ohio, are very important because that's drinking water for people who live south of us. So farmers and those of us north have a great deal of responsibility to put clean water into that river so that those people drinking water get the cleanest water possible. Filter strips along waterways are a great management tool to filter water that's running off of the property. So it slows the water down, plus filters out contaminants.
I think a lot of people that comes out, like for their Sunday drive, they'll come by and see how we maintain our property. I think they just learn from seeing.
Cheryl and I, we're just doing our job. I mean, we're doing what we feel is right for the area and our ground.
We feel if you take care of the land will take care of you.
Not only for the grass and trees and the water, we just want to preserve it better than the way we found it.
Across Ohio, all livestock and poultry farmers recognize they must work hard to care for their animals and the environment, and constantly look for ways to refine their techniques and go above and beyond to do what's right for both. For Ohio's livestock and poultry farmers, environmental responsibility isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Learn more about how Ohio farmers meet today's environmental challenges at ohiolivestock.org.